Welcome to the session on verbs. Well, we all know how important are verbs in a sentence. Verbs are indispensable. मतलब verb के बिना हम एक meaningful sentence नहीं बना सकते. So what are verbs basically? Verbs are action word बोलते हैं, है ना, which denotes an action, है ना, कोई भी action जो हो रहा है. For example, you say many states went for election, है ना. Went is an action. Australia won the World Cup. Won is an action. तो जो भी action word है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Verbs. So verbs में दो चीजें हैं. We will be discussing in detail, है ना. Singular and the plural form of the verb. The three forms of the verbs. First form, second form, third form. जिसको हम present tense, past participle भी बोलते हैं, है ना. तो all that, the correct usage of verbs is very important because verbs एक और जगह भी हमको मतलब why it is very important because most of the जो error detection के questions हैं they are pertaining to verbs. Verbs से related errors होते हैं, है ना. तो identifying the verbs and the correct usage is very important. इसलिए understanding the topic becomes all the more important. Okay, so let's see how it works. It's a word used to tell or assert something about some person, है ना. Assert something, say something about a person. That is the subject. The girls were, what were they doing? They were singing. So singing is an action. Right? The watch has been found. So found is an action. The girls were singing. The watch has been found. Traced, found. Found is an action. Okay. I hope we can understand how to identify a verb in a sentence. एक sentence में we can have a sentence without a preposition, without an article, but we cannot have a sentence without a verb, है ना. तो इनके types थोड़ा देख लेंगे, how we are going to use them properly, all that we'll be seeing, right. Let's see the kinds of verbs, है ना. What are the kinds of verbs? Theoretically उतना deep में हम नहीं जाते हैं, but फिर भी थोड़ा सा हम समझ लेते हैं, so that जब application of the rules की बात हो रही हो तो हम समझ सकें कि verbs कहाँ है, कैसा है करके, ठीक है. Transitive and intransitive. Transfer, transformation मतलब change. So ये क्या है? That's what we have to understand, है ना. Transitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which passes over from the doer or agent to an object. Passing over, है ना. Passing over. For example, India won the World Cup, है ना. Australia won the World Cup. So one what? When you ask the question, one what? World Cup. So action is passing over, है ना. They played cricket. They played what? Action is passing over. So cricket, है ना. The students attempted the banking exams. Attempted what? Action is passing over, है ना. A banking exams. तो attempted क्या हो गया? Transitive verb. An intransitive verb क्या है? Which does not pass over to an object. It expresses a state of an object or that expresses a state of being. So it just expresses a state. For example, the sun shines brightly. The sun is shining. It's now how it is shining. That's what it says. It shines brightly. Now how it is shining. So यहाँ पे जो shines brightly is not an object. ठीक है. So इसको हम बोलते हैं ये जो shines verb है ये हो गया intransitive verb. Right? तो ये जो दो types of verbs हैं. अब इनसे रिलेटेड कुछ रूल्स हैं, उनको हम देख लेते हैं. When an intransitive verb is in a causative sense, it becomes transitive. जैसे he sat in a chair, he sat me, किसको, है ना, causative. जब उसको हम ऑब्जेक्ट के फॉर्म में लेते हैं, sat whom, है ना, उसने मेरे को बैठाया, तो he sat me on a chair. So तब हम देखते हैं कि intransitive verb is used, it becomes transitive. ठीक है. He came and sat beside me, तो वो हो जाएगा intransitive. ठीक है. तो जब हम उसको ऑब्जेक्ट वहां है, then it becomes a transitive verb, right? Verbs like fall, lie, rise and sit are made intransitive by slight change in their spelling. Transitive, intransitive we discussed just now. What we'll see is how these words are used, है ना. These verbs are used. जैसे fall हुआ, lie, rise, sit, है ना. They are made transitive by making some small changes in their spellings. So जैसे हमने fall लिखा, fall, fell, fallen, है ना, राइट. बट एक यूसेज है when we say the poachers were caught yesterday when they fell trees illegally. So एक यूसेज है fell या felled. तो ये क्या है ना, गिरना एंड गिराना. Like you say, yesterday I was driving, I lost my balance, so I fell down. I was driving, somebody tried to overtake me from the wrong direction and that person felled me down. है ना, so ये हो गया deliberate action, जानबूझ के गिरना गिराना. There was a heavy storm, many trees fell down, गिर गया. They were planning to widen the road, they felled many trees in order to widen the road. बहुत सारे पेड़ों को काट दिया, तब आएगा felled, है ना. So felled is also a correct usage. उसको कहाँ पे यूज करना है वो समझना जरूरी है. Okay, let's see the next one now. lie, है ना. lie, there are three things: lie, lied, lied. एक है lie, lay, laying. Next, lay, laid and laid. तो ये थोड़ा समझ लेते हैं ये क्या है. फर्स्ट वाला क्या है, झूठ बोलना, lie. He lied to me, right? इस lie और इस lie में क्या फर्क है, लेटना. Let me lie down, I am feeling very tired, let me lie down. ठीक है, let me lie down. उसका सेकेंड फॉर्म हो गया lay. He lay in bed till 10 as it was Sunday yesterday, है ना. बट इस ले और इस ले में क्या है, ये ले का दो तीन यूसेजेस हैं. एक है टू इम्पोज, RBI हैज लेड सर्टेन रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, इम्पोज किया. द प्राइम मिनिस्टर लेड द फाउंडेशन स्टोन फॉर द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द रोड. ही लेड, है ना. मेनी सोल्जर्स laid their life for the sake of the country, sacrifice. तो इसका यूसेज का अलग है. My mother asked me to lay the table for dinner. डिनर के लिए टेबल रेडी करना. The hen which laid golden eggs, है ना. तो इसका यूसेजेस अलग है. तो अपने को देखना है कि कहाँ पे ये वाला ले यूज होता है, कहाँ पे ये, है ना. तो ये समझना जरूरी है. How we understand the three forms of the verbs, because बहुत बार एरर आता है, यूसेज ऑफ द फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब इज नॉट करेक्ट, है ना. So that we have to understand, right? So the correct usage क्या आएगा, they felt, है ना, गिरा दिया. Now there's something called main verb and auxiliary verb. Auxiliary मतलब helping. अब ये क्या चीज है, इसको हम समझते हैं. Auxiliary literally means giving help. So an auxiliary verb is one that helps the main verb form in tense, mood, voices, etc. है ना. So when you say RBI has introduced this new system, है ना, तो यहां पे जब हम बोलते हैं has introduced, has और introduced. introduced क्या हो गया, मेन वर्ब, एक्शन, मेन वर्ब. ये has क्या हो गया, इसको हम बोलते हैं हेल्पिंग वर्ब, सपोर्टिंग वर्ब. ठीक है, ये हमको बताता है tense, has recently हुआ, है ना. It tells, and it also of course indicates कि हमारा जो subject है वो singular है कि plural है. Has है तो singular है, have है तो plural है. ठीक है, तो main verb and helping verb में क्या difference है, that your main verbs are actual action words, है ना. Many students have appeared for exam. Appeared क्या हो गया, main verb. Have क्या हो गया, supporting verb, है ना. तो ये main और supporting verb क्या जो difference है, that you have to understand. These are the verbs which are used as auxiliaries. Is, are, am, could, can. ये सारे जो verbs है ना, need, may, might, ought, इन सबको हम क्या बोलते हैं, helping verbs, है ना. They are helping verbs. They are used along with the main verbs. Sometimes they are used अलग से भी. For example, if I say he is smart, है ना, he is smart, so is हो गया वहां पे main verb. He is appearing for exam, तो यहां पे क्या हो गया, appearing main verb, is हो गया helping verb. I'm not well, am हो गया main verb. I am है ना. आई एम प्लानिंग टू, तो प्लानिंग हो गया मेन वर्ब, एम हो गया हेल्प. सो समटाइम्स जो हेल्पिंग वर्ब है वो मेन वर्ब का भी काम करता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं प्राइमरी ऑक्सिलरीज, है ना. सो ऑक्सिलरीज में जो टाइप्स हैं, एक होता है प्राइमरी ऑक्सिलरी, एक होता है मॉडल ऑक्सिलरीज. अब उतना डिटेल में डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड, बस इतना समझ लिया, आई थिंक दैट इज. वेयर एज कैन, कुड, मे, माइट, इनको हम बोलते हैं मॉडल. इनको हम आइसोलेशन में यूज नहीं करते हैं. They always need a main verb. Like when you say, he can speak good English. He can English wrong. How can you say he can English? Doesn't make sense. He can speak English. He can understand English. तो आपको एक main verb की जरूरत है वहां पे. ठीक है. तो ये auxiliaries क्या हैं? इन तरह के words को will, would, shall, should, need, इनको समझना जरूरी है, क्योंकि इनको किस situation में हम use करते हैं, है ना. What are the situations in which we use? That is something you have to understand, right? May implies permission, doubt or possibility. To start with, may का usage कहाँ है? So permission, जैसे you say may I come in, may I attend this session. तो आप you are seeking permission, right? Doubt क्या है? When there is a possibility or a probability, you can say it may rain today. That means बारिश हो भी सकती है, नहीं भी हो सकती है, यू आर नॉट श्योर, है ना. सो यू से दैट आई मे अपीयर फॉर एग्जाम दिस ईयर. दैट मीन्स इट डिपेंड्स. इफ योर प्रिपरेशन इज फाइन, यू विल टेक द एग्जाम. अदरवाइज प्रॉबेबली यू मे अपीयर नेक्स्ट ईयर. यू नॉट मेड अप योर माइंड एज येट, है ना. तो ये चीज समझना है कि मे का यूसेज हम कहाँ कहाँ यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, मे को, राइट. मे इज ऑल्सो यूज व्हेन यू ब्लेस समबडी. मे यू लिव लॉन्ग, मे यू बी ऑलवेज हैप्पी, है ना. तो वहां भी हम मे को यूज करते हैं, राइट. माइट इज द पास्ट फॉर्म ऑफ मे एंड इट इंप्लाइज मोर डाउट देन मे. मे का जैसे कैन का पास्ट फॉर्म हो गया कुड, है ना. विल, वुड. सिमिलरली मे, माइट. तो माइट क्या है? मोर डाउट, है ना. मे पास्ट फॉर्म एंड इट इंप्लाइज मोर डाउट देन मे. आई माइट अटेंड द क्लास, मतलब यू आर नॉट श्योर. द एलिमेंट ऑफ डाउट इज मोर, है ना. दैट यू हैव टू टेक इट. If the clouds are salted, the rains might come. The probability of rain is there, but it's maybe remote. है ना, कम है ना. Can is used to express ability. तो may हम समझ गए. अब can क्या है? Ability, capacity. I can understand English. I can read English. Means I have the ability. He can ride a bike. He can ride a car. He can drive a car. है ना. तो he has the ability. क्षमता की जब हम बात करते हैं, कैपेसिटी की बात करते हैं. State government can take certain decisions. Means they have been given the powers. So they can take certain decisions which is within their purview. है ना. तो can means ability. India, you have the ability. He can do the work. Could is the past form of can, but it does not necessarily represent past time. Often, it implies a more uncertain condition. He could refuse, but she never does. Can, could past form है, लेकिन जरूरी नहीं है कि सिर्फ past के लिए use किया जाए. Could is also used when you are talking about it does necessarily a more uncertain condition, है ना. Yeah, sometimes even for permission. Could you spend some time with me? Could you help me understand this? तो हम present में बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन could को use कर रहे हैं. So could ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ past के लिए यूज होता है. In the present also we can use to seek permission, है ना. या it implies more uncertain condition. He could refuse, but she, है ना, she could refuse, but she never does. Could मतलब बहुत more uncertain condition है but more uncertain है. हो सकता है refuse करे, पता नहीं, refuse करे भी नहीं करे. So can and could, है ना. Can I use your mobile for a while? For permission वहाँ पे. It's more of informal usage. May I use is more formal. है ना. Can I use, when you are talking to your friend, probably you can say, can I use your mobile? तो वहाँ पे permission के लिए भी हम use कर सकते हैं, right? Next we move on to should. It expresses the idea that something must be done or is important. Should and ought to have similar meaning, but ought to is followed by to. है ना. ought has a more objective and is used when we are talking about laws, duties and regulations. ठीक है. something which is an obligation, हमको ऐसा करना चाहिए. we should wear helmet while riding a bike, we should wear seat belt while driving, we should follow rules and regulations, है ना. we ought to abide by the rules and regulations of the country. so it is more of moral obligation. वहां पे हम ought to use करते हैं. ought के साथ हमेशा to आता है. ठीक है. that you have to understand. we should, you should exercise regularly, है ना. you should take healthy diet. ठीक है. तो we can use should in that form. more of something which must be or it is important, we should do it, है ना. we should, है ना. we should read newspapers every day, we should inculcate the habit of reading, करना चाहिए if you wish to improve your language skills. must is used to give strong advice or orders. must is more compulsion. we must follow rules and regulations, we must wear helmets, मतलब there is no option. if you don't, you will be penalized, heavy penalty will be imposed, है ना. तो we must, करना चाहिए, we must abide by rules and regulations. should मतलब करना चाहिए, must मतलब करना ही है, compulsion है. so must क्या है, more of a compulsion, more of a order. जब हम order देते हैं, advice देते हैं, but वो थोड़ा strong है. you should और must में वही difference है. you are giving advice in should, but when you say you must, you are giving a strong advice, है ना, कि करना ही है. he really must stop drinking, he must, है ना. do is used to make question in negative forms. do को हम usually interrogative sentence बोलते हैं questions के लिए, है ना. do you study regularly, do you read regularly, है ना. या नहीं तो negative sentence में I don't like swimming, I don't like something, है ना. I do not. तो negative sentence या question में हम do use करते हैं. do is always used in question tags बोलते हैं. question tags क्या होता है कि एक स्टेटमेंट को मोर assertive बनाने के लिए, जैसे यू से he reads regularly, doesn't he, मतलब हम कंफर्म कर रहे हैं, हाँ वो तो पढ़ता है ना, नहीं पढ़ता है क्या. सो वो थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना है कि डू और डू को हम कैसे टैग में, अगर सेंटेंस पॉजिटिव है तो आपका टैग नेगेटिव रहेगा, सेंटेंस नेगेटिव है तो टैग पॉजिटिव रहेगा. व्हेन आई से ही रीड्स रेगुलरली, डजंट ही डज नॉट रीड, डज ही, हो गया आपका टैग. ठीक है. सो डू, डज, डिड, इनको हम क्वेश्चन टैग्स के लिए भी यूज करते हैं. राइट.